Stop writing down your goals. That Harvard study was fake.
It can't be true.
It's true, Frank.
So there was this Harvard study, sometimes they say Yale, that was done, and basically it was following a group of MBA, not NBA, MBA students. And so they followed them 10 years after their studies were completed. It was broken into three groups. 84% of people who didn't have a goal and didn't write any goals down. 13% of people who had a goal but didn't write it down. And a small slither of 3% of people who had a goal and also wrote it down. They said that the 3% of people made more than all the 97 put together. 13% made 2 times more than the 84% of people. And so this Harvard study or Yale study is supposed to teach you to write down your goals. And of course, it seemed like a credible source because it said it came from Harvard. But guess what? Never happened. That study never happened. That focus group was never found. Researchers have tried to find this group from the 1979 time, and some people said it was from 1953. This never happened. Now, does that mean that you're not supposed to write down your goals? No. All I'm telling you is that right now, there's better things to be done than just merely writing down your goals. But guess what? There was an actual study that was done, and it was focused on goal research. And this was done by Dr. Gail Matthews, and she is from the Dominican University of California. And so the study came to the conclusion that goal setting and goal writing is also very important. You are 42% more likely to accomplish a goal if you write it down. However, the study continues to go further and says that it's not just about merely writing down goals that sets you apart. So there's three major things that come with goal setting. Number one, POA, action plan, whatever you want to call it, execution plan, anything of the sort.
We need a plan of action, Margaret.
Absolutely. A strategy.
That sets you up in order for you to know exactly what you're going to do for that goal. You see, execution matters much more than coming up with a thought, right? The conception of it all is amazing. I've been in many organizations that sometimes they come up with great ideas, but they are poor executioners. And I'm not talking about chopping off your head.
I was so hungry, I didn't mean to. Open his head! My family. Oh, please don't.
Talking about being able to actually accomplish the goal that you set up. I learned this early on. It doesn't matter if you're 70% ready or even 60% ready. Start moving towards your goal. Have a goal, but make sure you have 1, 2, 10 action items that help you to achieve that goal. You could say you could be a millionaire in 10 years.
Sure, I'll be back when I'm a millionaire, Gran.
Awesome, great goal. What are you doing to make that reality happen? You could say you want a deeper spiritual relationship with God, right? I'm a Christian, and so for me, I want to deepen my faith. And you might be in another religion. You want to deepen your faith. But what are you doing to deepen that faith, right? You could say you want to finish high school. You want to finish university with a 3.5 GPA or with a 4.0 GPA. But what are the action steps that are making sure that you accomplish that goal precisely? And sometimes action steps also means, what am I taking away? What am I sacrificing in order for me to accomplish this goal? And that might be writing down, I have to spend less time playing video games, Brian. I have to spend less time playing basketball in order for me to get that 4.0 GPA. I didn't get a 4.0 GPA, by the way, but I did pretty well in college, high school. There's another story about high school. I'll tell you guys later. The whole point is your plan of action. Number 2, accountability. Man, this is so important. Make sure that you either have an accountability partner or accountability groups. And that group is specifically for your goals. This is not a friend group. I mean, it could be friends, but this is not about just hanging out, going out, hey, you guys want to meet up later? No, this is strictly business. This is all about your futures and the goals that you are setting. Everyone writes down the goal, and so you need an accountability partner that also is doing something like this. It doesn't have to be the same exact thing that you're doing, but you are both accountable for each other in the goals that you are setting up for yourselves. Everyone knows the goal, everyone knows your plan of actions, and everyone knows what you're trying to reach, the pinnacle that you're trying to get to, right? The mountaintop. And that leads to my third point, and that's updating. Make sure to update your plan of action.
Update me on everything we know about that tree. Every detail.
Update your goals, right? And I'm not saying necessarily to change your goal. I'm saying update yourself. And you're updating your peers, your accountability group. What did you do this week? What were the things that you set up in order for you to get there? What in your plan of action worked? What didn't work? Did you actually accomplish the goals that you were supposed to do for this week, for this month? Whatever the case may be, but you're updating yourself, you're writing these things down, and you're also updating your accountability group because it helps everyone stay on the same page. And the beauty about updating is that when you get to that place where you're like, man, I haven't gotten to this mountaintop experience, I haven't gotten to this pinnacle moment, right? You can go back and you can see every step that you've been making day by day, month by month, week by week, year by year. And you can see you are not at square one, but you're light years away from where you started. You might not be at the pinnacle, but man, you have made progress. And so updating and recording those helps you to stay consistent and keep on keeping on in that journey. I had a friend who told me about his accountability group, and it's crazy, right? They said, if you didn't update, and they did this weekly, they said if you didn't update at all in the group that week, you had to pay every single person in that group $100. And I think there was like 5 or 6 people in their group. And then if you updated, but you didn't do what you were supposed to do for that week in the accountability group, then you had to pay each person $50. Right, so it was a little bit less, at least you updated, but you didn't accomplish your goals. And so the whole point of that accountability group was to make sure that everyone did what they were supposed to do every single week. It doesn't matter how small, it doesn't matter how big, whatever you chose to do, you did it. And yo, it worked for them. I'm not saying to go ahead and do that with that much money, but I am saying have accountability. Sacrifice something. You have to be willing to sacrifice something in order for you to commit to your goals. And so you choose if you want to do updates weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever you want to do, but ultimately you have to be willing to put that effort. And so it comes down to 3 things, right? After you write your goal down, make sure you have the action plan that sets you up for the goal to win. Then you build an accountability partner or accountability group, and you update yourself every single week, every bi-weekly. I would recommend weekly because it definitely keeps you more on track, but you can choose to do what you need to do with your partner or with your accountability group. So in essence, I'm not saying don't write down your goals. Of course, it's important for you to write down goals.
You got to write them down.
I have a vision board. People have goals written down all the time. However, writing down your goals will not merely help you succeed. You have to have a plan of action, POA, AOP, actually no AOP, but AP, action plan, in order for you to make sure that you get there and you do it correctly, right? And you're watching the steps that it takes for you to make it. So write your goals, write the plan, get that partner. Let's get it, man. It's time to elevate. You got this. And it's time for you to also fact check because that Harvard study was false. It was a